I did no such thing. I did nothing. I did nothing. Shush, shush, shush. I didn't. I'm totally here, chat. I'm here, chat. I'm here right now. You can't prove any fucking different. I've been here the whole time, chat. I've been here the whole time, just like Sam Reich. Chat, I've been here the whole time. Lovely, lovely, lovely to see you. How is everybody doing? So I'm totally not trying to make something work right now. Just don't worry about it right now. I'm totally not just going to swap over to this gaming thing real quick just to do this, so I can do this, and I can do this, and then we can look at this and see if it's working. Is it working? All right, we're going to see if this works. God, please fucking work. Please fucking work. Please fucking work. Okay, chat. Yeah. Fuck. Okay, chat. 1 second. 1 second. Didn't work yet. We're almost there. We're almost there. I apparently have too many Twitch rewards currently, so give me a second while I fix this. Account settings. Hi, chat. How are you doing? Love you. This is totally... I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, chat. I'm trying so hard. Creator dashboard. Okay, looking at my settings, I'm totally here and everything's fine, chat. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. View my rewards. We got to delete a bunch of fucking rewards real quick. Give me a second. Sorry for swearing, chat. I'm trying to cut down on my swearing. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of this. 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 We don't do this anymore at all. So there's no reason to leave the begging emote, the begging redeem. We're going to remove the I'm a bad guy audio because we don't have that thing even set up. We're going to get rid of this, 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 and this. Okay, let's see if it works. You ready, chat? Hi, 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 hi. Okay, we're almost there. It worked! Okay, lovelies, how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? I hope you are all doing amazing. I love you all so very, 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 very much. This should be fun. This should be fun. I hope it's fun. Now we can go back to the normal music. Okay. But yes, chat, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Are you doing amazing? Gene, the music too loud? Game? Oh, the music? Wait, which music? This music? I'm so confused which music. The game music was too loud. Okay, I've turned down the game music and I've turned down the other music. Hopefully this will be fine. Hi. Hi. Oh! God damn it, Desi. I changed my stream title. I already changed my stream title. I mean, I'm happy you're here. Don't get me wrong. I am happy you're here. But... fine. 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 Okay. 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 Let me also see. Can I do any, like, frame limiting here? No. All right. There we go. I don't hate you, chat. I would never hate you. I would never hate you, chat. How could I ever hate you? You're all so lovely and beautiful and perfect, chat. I would never hate you. First off, thank you, Batosai, for getting second and sucking at counting. I forgot to get a drink. We'll get a drink when we go to the game. Hello! Keely. Keely, how you doing? I'm sorry. It'll make more sense in just a second. Just to make a rundown of... Oh, thank you, Savvy, for getting first, and thank you, Fernal, for getting third. So, chat, basically, here's what's happening. Desi has been the sugar mama to this stream and has been paying the lovely, lovely, lovely Vanya to write fanfics about the worst things in the entire world. For instance, they have been writing... they wrote about my love for the Big Mac, which I absolutely hate the Big Mac. The coffee cake that I accidentally stepped on, which wasn't actually a coffee cake, it was a cake mixed with coffee. And a long sausage for some reason. Was there a reason why there was a long sausage? Did we ever, get back onto that one? Why it was a long sausage? Oh, why am I shrinking? Oh, the long sausage from Scrandle. That's right. And Peachy Keen Monster Energy Drink. It is a school drama where the character of LuckyJene, who is a adorable bottom, deals with all of his potential boy love interests, and does things. So yes, chat. But also, thank you, Pink, for redeeming the 1-minute custom audio. Feel free to DM me what you would like, and I will get that audio written for you. Also, for those of you who are wanting to make me voice cursed things, there is a Twitter post right now on my Twitter, Real Lucky Jane, where I will be voicing anything that is posted underneath it tonight. Anything. Don't abuse this. I'm already regretting it. We'll see how it goes. So, lovelies. First off, let me say hello to everybody who's here. Love you. Echo, how you doing? Hi, Savvy. Everybody who did the impreg emote for some reason. You all lovely. Oh. Chat deleted itself for me, and I can only see the impreg emote. I don't see anything earlier than the impreg emote. So anybody who's here before the impreg, hi. Hi, Aura. Hi, Allie. Hi, Pink. Hi, Vanya. Good to see you. Hi, Batosai. Hi, Allie again. Hello, Batosai again. Hello, Echo. Love to see you, Nova. Yuki, good to see you. Good to see you. I've been seeing you a lot coming by now. I appreciate you stopping by multiple times. Hello, Anya. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, Savvy. Hi, Desi. What is up, Desi? Hello, lovely. Why do I not have my artist badge? I don't know. I will give you an artist badge later. Just remind me. You should have one. Hi, Desi. I already said hi to Desi. Hi, Keely. I think you followed this morning, though. You came for the ASMR, so, this is going to be very different. I warn you now. Aura, already saw you. I saw Pink. I saw hi Mosdorf. Mwah. If Moreau is here, hello Moreau. I know you're often lurking. And hi Dar. That should be everybody. Hello everybody. Eat some food. Eat some snacks. Nova, I already said hi to you. Echo Rose. Not Nova. Sorry. Hi Echo Rose. Thinking my brain shut off. Who was I thinking of? What is this? Did you both... Huh? Oh, there you go. Well, I'm glad it's no longer broken. And hello, Lilithgard. How you doing? You're the second littlest thing. And hello, Crucified. Thank you for the hug. All right, chat. It's time. We're going to find some music for this. Let's do some... Vanya, hello, Echo Infernal. How you doing? What kind of music do you want for this one? What you got? Any preference, Vanya? Haunted Mansion. What do you mean haunted? Okay. Okay, Okay. Again, remember, chat, this was sponsored by the lovely Desi, so if I, Okay. Let me find the AO3 link. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Vonnie, when did you send me the AO3 link? Oh, there it is. It's not pornographic. We'll put it that way. It's not like, there's not like hardcore sex. It should be acceptable on Twitch. Also, hello. Hi, Palma. How you doing? Is this chapter 5? Okay. Whew. Music's fine. Chapter 5. Break and enter. Leo makes Jean come hang out. Probably to socialize for a weekend, not realizing what it was he was getting into. Notes. Thank you. Who the fuck is Allie? For making that maid outfit Jean art while we were in the Discord reading out Asago Academy with the community. That was fun. This chapter specifically is dedicated to you and your lovely ghost boyfriend. I hope you enjoyed as much as Jean does reading it. Oh yeah, Jean. Have fun doing all the voices. Oh, God. How many voices are there? All right. Jean stayed in bed for the majority of the start of the weekend, barely able to find the energy in himself to even sit up at his desk and attempt writing something. Wait. Barely able to find the energy in himself to even sit up at his desk and attempt writing something. Anything for that matter. He groaned, shifting in bed to lay on his side as he slowly opened his phone to start checking his messages. He didn't know why. It was usually a ghost town. But apparently he did have something to look forward to this time. Regrettably, from a number he didn't remember adding to his contact list. He probably added it in himself when he wasn't looking at some point. Fuck. Yo, Rodkov, this is the right number, no? Jean groaned, rubbing at his eyes. He was half tempted to say fuck it and leave the damn guy on red and not reply back. 1 second, chat. I need to close this in the background because it's causing me issues and I can't pay attention. There we go. But he'd be lying if he said he wasn't actually kind of happy Leo had thought to message him first, and even think about adding him as a contact in the first place. Yeah, this is the right one, man. Perfect. I missed you already, buddy. Already? It was literally just the start of the weekend. Dude, it's not like I'm away from town. I'm at home. Oh, I suppose that makes sense for you. The fuck is that supposed to mean? Nothing really. Just observation, you know. He felt super observed. All right. So, why did you message me so early in the damn morning? Surely someone like you has plans on the weekend. Then those 3 dots on the bottom of the screen kept flickering on and off, giving him a growing sense of dread. Maybe he shouldn't have asked at all. I didn't, but since I've made some new friends thanks to you, I was thinking about possibly getting all of us to hang out together later in the evening. You know, that dark raccoon girl from class, yeah? She had an idea that sounded fun to the rest of us. I think you'll get something out of it. I don't trust Audrey. Oh, come on, it will be fun. Plus, I'll always be there to protect you, Hunchin. Like, I promise, yeah? Jean felt a small warmth under his cheeks, making him sneeze from the sudden shift of temperature from underneath his blankets. Fine. What even is the plan anyway? Meet me and the others at the school gates at 6:30 p.m. Bring some snacks too if you have any on the way there. Jean huffed, sending a simple thumbs-up emoji in response before turning his messages with the taller boy on mute, before he had the chance to start typing his ear off like usual. Well, I guess he had something to do finally. Something to finally look forward to on the weekend. I should have read that whole sentence. I apologize. For once. Jean took a slow stroll through the nearby floodplains. What the fuck, floodplains? What do you mean flood? Chat, I forgot. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, back to reading. Jean took a slow stroll through the nearby floodplains, staring absent-mindedly into the distance to where the sun was beginning to hug the edges of the faraway sea of clouds in the warm sky, a soft blue being filled with bright orange spilling into the soft-looking pillows in the air. He kicked at the nearby stray pebble, watching it bounce around the uneven textures of the asphalt below his shoes before angling his kick to launch it into the water below from where he was walking from the upper slope. This would be his final moment of peace for the evening, for sure. Why do you all hate Big Mac Senpai? I mean, me too, but like... Okay, where were we? I kicked a straight pebble watching. This would be his final moments of peace for the evening, for sure. He was starting to have his doubts, too, wondering why he did anything but reject Leo's propositions. But I guess it didn't hurt to have someone look out for you, seriously. Right? Especially seeing each other as friends. There was that somewhat foreign warmth in his chest again. He cleared his throat, tapping his fist against his sternum to will it away, before continuing to walk towards the road that connects to Stink Street High. Compose yourself, moron, unless you want to embarrass yourself in front of Leo and whoever else was going to be there. Right? There is too much bread in the Big Mac. Thank you. Thank you, chat. Jean rounded the corners to the school gate, spotting the small group that was practically loitering around underneath a light pole that began to flicker on as the sky began to dim even further. The majority of them were talking to each other about something he wasn't really in the weeds about, something to do with the school sports team, while a few of them were basically sitting back quietly to themselves. Leo glanced back, spotting Jean before waving him down to immediately join them, which he did anyway, with a careful side glance to the now quieting group. Well, this was it. Right, we all here then? Leo asked out loud as he slung his arm around Jean's neck, pulling him super close to his chest. Maybe we should do quick introductions, especially since I'm still new, yeah? A few of them glanced around to each other, followed by a low shared murmur and a couple of head nods. Right, Audrey sighed before stretching, stomach flexing from her visible midriff on display, while her dark raccoon tail twitched in delight. Well, I'm Audrey Hanamura, tonight's tour guide in the Spookies, and here, she reached over, tugging her sister from the gate wall suddenly to make the ashen one sputter and blush up in sudden embarrassment, is my big sis, Valerie. She's kind of a loner like the rest of you all, so hey, you have someone else to relate to. Valerie elbowed her sister softly, grumbling something despite Audrey holding in delight. The rest of the group's introductions went by quicker and to the point. Morgan Eggleston from 3D, the small boy from the club yesterday. Not expecting someone like him to be invited to something like this, he was practically eyeing down both Leo and Jean pensively with a small blush, immediately jerking his head away with a somewhat judgmental huff. Cole Chance. The fuck is Cole? Class 3, a big man who had slightly droopy eyes at all times, as if he was always on the cusp of sleep. The guy practically yawned midway through his introductions. Why the hell was he even here? Shouldn't he have stayed at home to get more rest like he looked like he needed? Probably didn't help him that the clothes he was wearing looked super soft and comfortable too, making Jean somewhat jealous. You mean my fucking couch? You mean my couch that houses hi, Pinky? That houses the tortillas? Really? My $100 Amazon couch that is probably gonna fall apart one day. Okay. Aura Tempest, also from Class 3E, with their sharp-toothed introduction, practically known as the school grounds battle rapper who was failing. Battle rapper who was failing his grades only because he was too busy writing down ideas for bars and songs instead of his upcoming exam. Or at least, he heard. Apparently good friends with Audrey, with how she sometimes chimed in to cheer or join in during lunchtime battles on the yard. Not like Jean had much interest in the idea to begin with, just hearing from word of mouth. Since we're all introduced, Audrey clapped her hands together with a smug smile, snickering to herself before pulling out a comically large chain breaker from whatever back pocket was able to fit such a thing, making everyone pause and her sister panic. Time to find... Wait a second. Chain breaker. Do you mean... Fuck, what is the word? Now that... Give me a second. A bolt cutter. Okay, I'm gonna look up a chain breaker. Okay, but a chain breaker is a very small thing. I think you were looking for bolt cutter, which is fine. I'm not judging you, but it's how the gate is made. Okay, fine. I'll believe you. I just needed to picture it in my head. Okay. Okay, where were we, chap? Time to finally break and enter. Adriana, this isn't such a good idea. It's not a good idea to keep being a lonely moron for half your life, Val. Get some spice in your life. Andre snapped back the moment the gate chain finally gave way and allowed for the rest of the group to slowly and carefully step in from the now slightly open gate, swinging back from the force. Well, Jean definitely didn't sign up to be a law-breaking citizen today, but I guess there's a first time for a lot of things today, right? Not like the rest of them looked like they cared too much about it. Yes, I'm trying to realistically think about it. Don't worry about spawning a demon. It will happen later. Audrey had basically guided them through the darkened hallways that seemed to have a new form of chill to them now that the fluorescent lights of the building weren't on. Just like those video games where the build had been vacant. Wow. The build had been vacant for decades, and here we are, the subject for today's activities. Audrey pulled out one of her hairpins, stuffing it into a classroom door lock while her tail bounced the flashlight as her only source of light. The lock gave way, either from being so fucking old the thing looked like it was crafted before Jean's great-great-grandfather was even born, or because Audrey was just really good at whatever the hell made her proficient into breaking into places. She swung the door open, making a few of the group wince and cough as a thick cloud of dust escaped from the abandoned room and out into the hallway from the fresh, modern breeze of the air mixing with the old. Audrey stepped in, not caring of any sort of consequences, even if there was some sort of a long-forgotten disease that could have manifested, or worse, while the others practically tiptoed in, using their phones as makeshift flashlights, now out of necessity. Jean basically was forced to follow Leo's steps. The taller boy was hugging around him tightly, making sure not to trip, fall, and eat shit, to avoid inhaling more ancient particles into his nose holes, only to feel his other arm get tugged almost violently as a smaller body was also now clinging onto his opposite side for dear life. Leo and Jean turned their heads, spotting Morgan shoving his face into Jean's shoulder. Just keep moving, morons, the twink muttered into Jean's gray hoodie, avoiding eye contact with everyone else. Jean blinked at him in confusion, while Leo shrugged and went back to joining the others, into making a clearing in the middle of the classroom for them to sit at, dust already swept away by the others. The moment they all huddled together, Valerie had already followed Audrey's instructions to place some fresh candles from the book bag. Jean and Leo handed out some drinks and snacks carefully to the others, while Audrey poked at Cole's head annoyingly. Wake up, sleepyhead. What, you wanting to sleep with our subject of the night or something? Join them in the afterlife? Sorry, boss. Cole yawned slowly while reaching into his own bag to pull out a lighter and a silken bag of what smelled like incense wax. Here you go, like you asked, right? Audrey's nose wrinkled, trying to adjust to the new scent attacking her senses. Dude, what the hell is this? All I asked for was some soft wax. I'm trying to fucking summon a ghost to try and talk to it, not to wake it up for a bloody spa treatment. Jeez, fine, whatever, this'll do. Wait, what? Sorry, chat. What are y'all talking about? I've been reading. I'll read chat later, chat. It's fine. Aura and Valerie were beginning to share a bag of what looked like puffy cheesy bag. Like a puffy cheesy bag, silently munching while Jean sat there with a blank expression while being practically tugged on from one side thanks to Morgan holding on like a baby koala, and the other side still being held close to Leo. What was this? His day to play fucking zookeeper attendant? Moments later, once the pentagram was sealed into the old floorboards and candles were finally lit, casting a warm yet eerie glow on the circle of students surrounding the summoning ritual, Audrey began to chant something in a language Jean had no knowledge in. Tagalong or something, if he had to guess. Morgan was practically clawing at his arm now through the thick layers of fabric, wincing into his side while he just sat there. Thank you for the stretch. Thank you for the stretch. And the hydrate from Ben. And the hydrate from Bink. Okay. There was no way this shit was real. Ghosts were literally a thing, a fiction with no proof to them. There was nothing to be worried about, right? So why was everyone acting like something was going to happen? Can you please hold on to me, Lucky? Morgan whispered as he scooted closer, practically gluing himself to his arm while beginning to shiver like a frosty water pipe. Please? Oh, so you're the so your cafe visit wasn't oh wait, no, it was Leo, sorry. Oh, so your cafe visit wasn't fully fruitless, was it now? Leo teased while leaning into Jean, whispering into his ear almost intimately in a way that made the dog boy freeze. You've gotten yourself a new brother, Make sure not to leave me behind, your new friend. The room began to vibrate as chairs and desks scattered around them rattled, the flames of the lit candle flickering dangerously higher as Audrey paused for the moment. She finished whatever incantation she just finished reciting. She took a step back, eyeing it carefully, before pulling out an entire Ouija board from her back pocket, setting it on the edge of the pentagram. If you're really here with us, then make yourself known, coward. Aren't you supposed to not antagonize the ghost? Valerie sobbed out, also shaking with unshed nervous tears while Aura was now anxiously munching handfuls of the cheesy, dusty snack, looking like a dollar store chipmunk before suddenly the flames flickered once more. Before being snuffed out from an unknown gust of wind, purging them into temporary darkness. Audrey flicked on her flashlight, panning it all over the room, before staring down at the Ouija board. Normally people were supposed to put their hands on the guitar pick-looking thing, right? So why was it moving by itself and spelling out D-I-E? Morgan yelped, clutching onto Jean the moment an apparition appeared in the thin air, hovering dead center of the waxen remains of the candle, for a deep and old voice boomed. Who wakes me from my slumber? Everyone practically screeched, Jean feeling himself freeze on the spot as Leo was the only one to instead audibly gasp in awe, clapping his hands together as if to give the damn ghost a show of approval, like it was a fucking stage play. Audrey panicked, slinging out what might have been another round of incantations, or swears at the ghost in that other language, doing nothing but making the spirit visibly more agitated. You dare mock me, the great Gilbert. Nah, Aura suddenly started, standing up on a slightly shaky knees while letting Valerie hide behind him, shark tail flicking in barely there in defiance. What the fuck is this dumb old ghost talking about? Hold on. There's no way he was he was about to basically diss a ghost, right? How the fuck you only gonna try to getting some bitches after you dead? Or tried to keep a flow steady despite the occasional tremors in his voice as he was slowly stepping back. You so fucking ugly that no one wanted your bitch ass, cause now they don't have to see your face. Gilbert spun around. Giving a death stare to Aura before he and Val screamed, making everyone else scared and began to bolt out of the room. As well, Morgan tripped on his way out, crying like a waterfall, while Cole staggered out slowly, keeping his eyes on the floating apparition. No one likes you, bruh. Audrey tried to bring attention back to herself from her friend, panicking while trying to back up Aura by struggling to keep the flow up. No one liked you, bruh. No one likes you, bruh. She screamed, finally coming to some sort of normal people's sense as she tried to run around and join Aura and her sister in bolting into the hallways. Leo practically said, fuck it, at that point, grabbing Jean by his waist to holster him up into a piggyback ride to bolt out down the stairs and out into one of the back entrances. Oh, fuck, I lost my place. As both of them heard the distant screams and yells of the other members of the group. Didn't think something would actually happen. Oh, wait. Didn't think something would actually happen, brother. Leo panted out while finally letting Jean step down onto the pavement, feeling fresh evening air enter their lungs while they laid against a nearby brick wall. Normally, these groups slowly turn into drunk spin the bottle or strip poker. I never actually thought ghosts were real, Jean gasped out, slowly standing up straight before pausing and turning his head bit by bit to stare at Leo. Wait, strip poker? What did you say? Yeah, I did it all the time, Rotkopf, Leo shrugged. Why, is there an issue? Oh, he stood up, walking over to pat Jean on the back with a hearty smile and not giving him time to respond once again. By the way, I told families that I would be staying with you for the night, so you have to sleep over, brother, tonight. You have to have a sleepover, brother, tonight. Yeah? Figured it would work out. Keep you company, especially after tonight. Looks like there really was more room for new experiences tonight. There you go. And there we are. Chat, I hope you enjoyed that. God. Okay. Well... Thank you, Vanya, for writing that. Thank you, Desi, for funding that. And thank you, everybody else, for bearing with my reading of it. There are quite a few other parts. There is 5 chapters so far. What's up, Pink? Maybe we'll go back and clip all of them, and maybe we'll just make a little video so that you can have all of the parts together. No idea yet. But there is the archive. Thank you, Aura, so much for that. If you would like to check it out. Pink, I thought you already had an artist badge. I'll make sure you get one. I don't know if it got removed somehow, but I will make sure you have one, sweetie. You deserve one. No, you don't have to make me anything. Pink, you don't have to make me anything. I've already paid you to make emotes and stuff, so you deserve an artist badge. Gilbert was a known womanizer and a flirt and likes Latinos. Well, nobody told me he likes Latinos. Nobody told me anything about Gilbert except the fact that he was spooky and a ghost. So I did my best, okay? It's the best I could do. Just remind me, Pink, later. I'll make sure you get the badge. Thank you for the lurk, Keeper. I appreciate it. Okay, well... You know what time it is, chat. It is time. And we don't have any time to go over today. I apologize. We have no time to go over today. Once I'm done. One second. Yeah. Once we're done, I do have to end. So, it is time to play the game immediately. Okay, chat? Okay? We're going straight in. Wait. Actually, chat, I might have somewhere else I need to be. Whoops, my bad. All good. I do have something else I need to be. I fucked up. I was supposed to stream an hour early, and I didn't. So, yes, I did say that I was going to go. I did say I was going to go play with somebody. I was going to do some stuff with Keeper. So I'm going to go be hopping over there in a bit. We have 15 minutes left. So we'll do about 10 minutes here. And yeah, you can all check out Keeper of Fate. We're going to be doing Coffin of Andy and Lele. We're trying to do part 3 of that game. Just going to be voicing it. And yeah, I apologize, chat. I was supposed to start stream early. I completely forgot. That's on me. That's totally on me. But I had fun. I hope you all had fun too. We will be. I'll move this. Fucking, I have to cancel tomorrow's evening stream. Okay. We will figure out some other time to do the forest. I'll do it a completely different day. Maybe we'll do it Saturday or something in the morning. Because tomorrow's evening stream has to be canceled. Yeah. Okay. Well, lovelies, go follow Keeper. Go check them out. And I will see you all later then, okay? I saw it already, Keeper. I would have responded. Okay. Mwah. You'll be good. Y'all be happy. Y'all be the lovely, lovely, lovely people that I know you can be. And for now... So this was just reading a stream of fanfic? Yes, it was just reading a fanfic. For now, lovelies. Mwah.